Gene Bernier has transitioned from programming computers back in the 80s to building world-class websites for nonprofits and other businesses. He's going to share with us the top 3 things that businesses do wrong when they build a website. Welcome to the show, Gene.
Thanks, Randy.
And you are the co-founder
Yeah.
of Cheeky Monkey Media.
That's
so
correct.
We have to find out where that name of the company came from.
Sure, actually, that's one of the questions we get asked a lot. We've only actually had one person ever guess it right. So back in the day, Mike Myers used to do this skit on SNL, which he was this little English guy who would sit in the tub and always say, "Are you looking at my bum, you cheeky monkey?" And so when my co-founder was trying to come up with a name, he always loved that skit, and his mom used to call him a cheeky monkey because she was an English lady as well. And he's just like, "Oh, it's got to be something catchy, something like, like Cheeky Monkey Media, but something like professional." And everyone went, "No, that's good." And he blew it off for about a month until everyone kept going, "That's the one that sticks." And so that's how we became Cheeky Monkey Media.
So your company today is really a world-class media company that is working primarily with some pretty big nonprofits. How did you get into the area of nonprofits, like building websites for nonprofits?
Yeah, I wish we had like a cool, sexy story about that, but it literally fell into our lap. And we used to do a lot of work for other bigger agencies. We were muscle for hire. And we started kind of taking some of their projects that they didn't have, were under their budget load, and those were a lot at the time, a lot of nonprofits.
Right, maybe can't afford the big agency.
And so we that was one of our first pivots where we kind of realized, hey, maybe we could do this as well. So we started collecting a few of these, and as we collected more of them, we just kept getting more of them because we were able to have we learned how to have the proper conversations with these guys, figuring out what was important to them. And we've just kind of really gotten behind that bandwagon where we have a lot of fun with them. And they're, it's like I say, they've got a lot of interesting challenges they try to overcome, and it's fun to help them go through that journey.
And you feel like you're doing something good and not just building a business, you're helping, helping a helping agency?
Yeah, and kind of helping build that business. We're also helping them build their business as well, because a lot of them, we talk to many of them and talk about something we call donor fatigue, where they come to us, they're like, "Hey, how do you raise money, or how do you get money?" Well, we ask donors for it. Be like, well, there's so many other awesome ways that you can do it. Just because you're a nonprofit doesn't mean raising money is a dirty thing. So let's see what other kind of tools you've got. Could it be how maybe you can start doing events. Maybe you've got services that you can sell to other nonprofits or within your community itself. You don't always have to be kind of sitting out there going, "Hey, it's that time of the month again."
It's interesting because you're in the business of building websites, essentially. But in order to build a website, you have to find out all about the person's business and what their challenge is and what they're trying to accomplish with the website. So it sounds like you end up becoming a business advisor.
Kind of, a lot of us kind of feel like we're business analysts at the end of the day, where, it really is. Like we say a lot of times, launching that website, that's just a very small part of your journey. So much more has to happen after that site's launched, maintaining it, building communities around it, actually finding and toning your message to the right people. So it's a lot more actual work to maintain that and get the message going than actually building it.
So the technology curve is going like this and like this and like this.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's the same in the whole world of websites. I mean, it's not even about a website anymore. It's about your mobile app, et cetera, et cetera. So what's happening in the world? Like, how has your business changed in the last little while?
Great question. I would say it's changed actually quite a lot from what we were doing when we first started out as two guys in our basements.
Which was how long ago?
I've been at this for over 6 years now, so I guess 2010 is kind of when Rick and I teamed up and started doing this.
6 years doesn't sound like a long time to me, but in the world of the internet, it's actually it's the olden days.
It really is, and like this industry is still so very much in its infancy from comparing it to other industries out there. So when we say 6 years, yeah, we take that for granted. That's actually a really short period of time from going from 2 guys to over 20 with a handful of contractors and things along those lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what types, so it's nonprofits, but you also deal with other companies. What's the sort of price range of a website that you guys like to build, or is
Yeah.
that a fair question?
It's always a difficult question, honestly, to answer because everyone is a little bit different. So when people are coming to us, we want to actually kind of understand what their problems are before we just start throwing pricing out the door.
Jean Bernier, we promised to share the 3 biggest mistakes
Yeah.
that companies make, or nonprofits,
Yeah.
in building their website.
Sure. Well, I kind of alluded to them already through this. Number one is just because you build it doesn't mean it's going to come. And like I think I already mentioned, a lot of times people miss that step or just think that putting it out there is good enough and posting on Facebook once. No, it takes a lot of work. It's a big investment to actually build that message, especially if you're starting from zero or starting from a position that you've lost a lot of power in your market. The second one is pretty doesn't matter. We're big proponents of just because it's pretty doesn't mean you're going to have success or that people are going to like it. We don't want everybody to focus on pretty. We actually, one of our kind of inside mantras is we want people to stop saying, I want a pretty website. You don't want a pretty website. You want something that's going to get you a return on your investment. You want something that's going to move your market. You want something that's going to actually get you your message out there. You want to find ways to measure that. So pretty is kind of this subjective measurement where we want people to come in who are spending a lot of money to get this out there, say, hey, how are we tracking success?
So they're not necessarily going to come just because you build it. Doesn't need to be pretty.
Yeah.
What's the third one?
The third one is just because there's a brand new shiny tool or app out there doesn't mean it's right for you. We really kind of push back a lot of times for people to go, yeah, that's cool, but let's see is this the right fit? Does it do what you're needing to do? Does it fit within kind of your marketplace and your business values? Sometimes it doesn't, and that's all right. There are some really cool tools and some new apps coming out every day. Some of them are going to be right, some of them aren't. Just we really hesitate on just jumping at the latest and greatest.
Jean Bernier from Cheeky Monkey Media.
Yeah.
So great to have you on the
Well,
show.
thank you very much,
Thank
Randy.
you so much.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And now we're